Alright guys, so for this project what we're going to do is we're going to do something called selective color. This operation or tool in Photopea or Photoshop is a great way to change the color of something, but the best part about it is it retains all of the image detail. So if I zoom in here on my Ferrari, you can see that it has all of this detail here on the side of the car. So you've got the reflection here of the mountains in the background. You have all the highlights right here on the top of the car, the shadows from the shadowy part from the road, all of that stuff. You've got all these highlights here on the hood. All of that image detail is going to be retained. All we're going to be doing is changing the color of the red on that car. So this is a really cool tool. You can do this tool two different ways. The first way that I'm going to show you here is doing what's called a global selective color change. So to do a global selective color, the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a duplicate of the background layer. Okay, so again, to do that, we can right click on the background layer and say duplicate layer, or this time I'm going to show you a new way. If you grab this background layer and you click and you drag it down to the button right next to the garbage can, that's the new layer button, and let go, it makes a duplicate of that layer. So now I've got layer 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on layer 1 and I'm going to leave the background layer alone. So this way I can see the differences of what I've done after making this selective color change. Okay, so for the first one here, like I said, I'm going to do a global change. So layer 1 is active, and let's activate the tool. So I'm going to go up to image, and it is an adjustment. So image adjustments, and I'm going to go down here towards the bottom where it says selective color. And now it's going to bring up the selective color box, okay? And here is where you get to decide what colors do you want to start modifying. So if you want to work with the reds or the yellows, maybe you want to work with the greens, okay? This is where you're going to have to kind of decide for your specific project, what colors do you want to be modifying or playing with. So if you've got a lot of greens, you're probably going to want to change to the green colors or green channel, and you start playing, and it's going to start changing the colors of those green values. So here I'm going to stick to, I don't know, maybe the reds. Okay, we'll stick with the reds and see what happens. So here's where you can play with the sliders for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And by moving these sliders, you can see what it's doing here to this image. And all I'm doing is moving just the black layer. So if you've ever wanted a pink Ferrari, there you go. All right. So again, by changing the magenta slider, maybe the yellow here, maybe pumping up some of the blue cyans or pulling that out. Again, there's that pink Ferrari again. So but by playing and moving, now you can get into the purples here by really pumping up the magenta. But the thing you notice here is look at the sky, right? Look at the sky. The sky now has this purpley value to it, right? And again, if I really enhance the black here, I can really make that a nice deep dark purple Ferrari. But now look at what the sky has done. So you can see how it's changing all of the values in that red channel. So anywhere where there's a red, it's really changing it. So you can even see there's like this purpley tint hue even to the mountain range back there. So this is what you can do for a global type of change. By opening your file, creating that new layer, and then going to image, adjustments, selective color, and moving these slider bars, you can really change the color of something. And again, like I said before in the beginning, you're still retaining all of that image detail. You still can see the mountain range here. You've got the highlights, the shadows, and all we've done is just replaced or changed that color in that specific color channel, in this case, the red channel. So I'm going to say OK. And you can see how I've got, this is what I started with, and this is now my after the change. And you can see it's changed all of those red values. Okay, so this is a really kind of a great tool to do that. Okay, so that's how you can do a global selective color change. Save your file and as a PSD, and you're going to be able to retain both of the layers here, because we're going to be saving these as PSDs and turning them in as PSDs, so I can see your before and afters. Have fun.